So far, we have been performing all of our action language statements in one single function, and we just learned about while loops, and we built a while loop that calculates squares. Well, let's learn about functions, and let's create a separate function that will calculate our square for us. And we'll even call it calculate square. And we will set the return type of this function, which defaults to void. We will set it to integer. And we will give it an input parameter. And we'll just call it I. And that will default to being of type integer. I can look in the properties here and see that it's of type integer. And now let's copy this squaring code into that function. And so now we will print the squares, and instead of just arbitrarily going to 10, we'll go to param.I, which is our input parameter. And then we will return the square value of our input parameter. The way that we access our parameters is you say param dot and then the name of the parameter, so that allows functions to have multiple parameters. So we'll save that file, and then we will call it from here, and we'll say square equals, we say colon colon to let the action language know that this is a function, calculate square, and we'll pass in as I the value 10, and then let's print that return value square there, square. So we created the function in using new function, gave it a parameter, set its return type, and then in our current action language we invoke it by using this colon colon notation, passing the parameter value. So now let's run our learning OAL action language function here and see if we successfully call that function. Look, we can see that the while loop printed all of the squares from 0 into the input value of 10, or until it was less than that, and then it returned the square value of the integer value that we passed in. So it seems to have worked perfectly. That is how functions work in object action language.